when I watched the video of his murder. He called all the officers sir. He was mild-mannered. He didn't fight back. He listened to all the officers. The man who took his life, who suffocated him for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, he still called them sir as he begged for his life.
That was Philonise Floyd testifying on Capitol Hill Wednesday following the police killing of his brother, Mr. George Floyd, in Minneapolis on Memorial Day. While violence has broken out at some protests across the country, Philonise Floyd has continued calling for peaceful demonstrations in honor of his brother. Joining me now are Mr. George Floyd's younger brother, Philonise Floyd, Shareeduh Tate, his cousin, and Benjamin Crump, the Floyd family's attorney. I thank you all for joining us. And Mr. Floyd and Ms. Tate, I want to say to you first that I am very sorry for the profound loss of your brother and your cousin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Floyd, thank you very much. Okay, I want to start with you and get your reaction. Yet again, you see body cam video of a police shooting involving Rayshard Brooks. Tell me how you felt when you first saw this, heard about it, your reaction.
First of all, I would like to send my condolences to the family, but his particular case, it was nothing like my brother's case.
I understood. I understand. Listen, I know this is very hard for you, and I appreciate that we don't want to get too much into that because we are here to talk about your brother. And last Wednesday, you testified before the House Judiciary Committee. What would you like to happen for your testimony to have been a successful call to action? And have you heard from any lawmakers since then?
What I would like is for all police around America to get their jobs and do them the right way, the correct way. Innocent people shouldn't have to die. You can do your job and still maintain respect for others. Basically, that's all I want, and that's all I want is respect, because I want justice for my brother right now.
Absolutely understood. And Mr. Crump, if you would update us on your efforts for accountability, not just for the 4 former officers in Minneapolis, but for all police who have used excessive and unnecessary deadly force.
Yes, ma'am. As we told the U.S. Congress at the House Judiciary meeting last week, for there to be a change in the culture and the behavior of policing in America, we have to have courageous leadership from the top. We have to have responsive leadership from the top to make these changes. And I was pleasantly surprised that you had Congressman Jordan from Ohio, Congressman Gates from Florida, and Congressman Johnson from Louisiana come across and say they thought that what needed to happen was transparency, training, and terminations when you have these police shootings. And I have said something very similar. We need transparency plus accountability, and that's how we can get to trust between communities of color and police in America, because we don't want it to be 2 justice systems in America, one for Black America and one for white America. What we want is equal justice for the United States of America.
Absolutely. And Shareeduh, I know that you, well, I've seen you, I've watched you throughout this process, and you have been the picture of grace. I know that you're the glue holding the family together. How has this been for you?
It's been difficult, to say the least, but as you stated, I am the oldest of our group here, and it's not unusual that my role is to try to keep things steady and stay focused on what our real goal here is. Collectively and individually, we are definitely focused on trying to make sure justice prevails. And so I try to keep us rerouted back to that at all times to make sure we're not going to let up. We're going to be persistent in our pursuit of justice, and we want peaceful protests. You know, we can appreciate that. People are behind us. The whole world is behind us. But we are not going to stop short of making sure all of these officers who were involved in the murder of our cousin and his brother are held accountable.
And Mr. Crump, you know, some people are calling for defunding the police. That's not the answer, is it? Isn't the solution more involving reform to including reallocation of funding?
Exactly. What we want is people from both sides of the aisle, people from communities of color, community partners to get with law enforcement and come up with solutions so we don't continue to have, as Philonise said, Black people being killed by the police unjustifiably, unnecessarily, and senselessly, and nobody being held accountable. Look at what we were saying in Washington about making sure we get rid of chokeholds. That's not needed in America for people to do proper policing. And we want to make sure you have body camera videos so there's transparency. And if a police officer turns off that body camera video and someone is brutalized or worse killed, there should be a rebuttable presumption that you did something nefarious if that body camera isn't on. And also talk about how to address qualified immunity that absolves so many police officers in these killings of any responsibility or accountability whatsoever.
But I don't hear defund the police from you, correct?
Now, that has not come from Philonise Floyd family or anybody working with us. We want to try to work to say we need to do restructuring and we need to work together and in concert to try to solve this problem. This is not a Black problem. This is not a white problem. This is an American problem. And the only way we can heal this country is by working together.
Mr. Floyd, apart from appealing to lawmakers, you have appealed to people's moral fiber. How can we bring change as individuals? And what can we do as a collective society to bring about change?
Everybody needs to get together and start voting everywhere, for council members on to the mayors, before you even get to the president. And that's the key. And that's the purpose, because if you get somebody good and council officers on to the mayors, they help present you a very great place and a local place in your city and state. But basically,
are you feeling hopeful? Are you feeling hopeful that justice will be done?
As of now, we're one step closer. I'm always curious about a lot, and I want justice, but right now I don't know what's going to happen because I haven't been seeing it forever. But now it's it's always constantly happening. So many different cases I have seen, and right now I want my brother to have justice and so on.
Well, Mr. George Floyd is his name. You know, I want to say the faith that your family together has presented to the world is admirable, and maybe if we can all cling to faith a little bit more, we can get through this together. Mr. Philonise Floyd, Ms. Shareeduh Tate, Mr. Benjamin Crump, I thank all of you for joining us here on Fox. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.